I tricked you. I tricked you. Not really. But I already shared it out on Facebook, so ain't gotta stop and do that. But I'm gonna do battle with a USB cable for a moment while I put this GoPro away. We need the arc plate back on the bottom of it. So, on the agenda for tonight, other than the extremely wanted to hassle me the whole time shelf that I put up today, and calls, this, that, the other, we're going to wrap up these two little projects that we got here. Okay, they all go like that. That's good. Those projects being one, what was it? Right here. Alright, I'm with it now. I got that camera put away. We got to wrap up this beautiful specimen right here. Look at it. Look at it. This was the one with the old IDE 40 gig Western Digital black drive. That's what we're dealing with there. Does nothing work on this camera. You can kind of read it if we give the camera time, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and shut that down. I don't, however, have it plugged into the KVM right now, but we're just going to shut it down. We're doing, let's do a restart and power down. As soon as it restarts, we're going to kill the power. If we can. And then we'll get to the updates. It's got to come back up, but before it does, we've got some other stuff to do aside from that. We've got this thing, wrapping that up. That's the HP M5 550-A114 that we're looking at there. I don't have anything plugged into it currently, so it's down. Let's power it off. Move some stuff for the time being. While we're here, pull our USB, pull our display, internet, speaker, mouse, keyboard, and power. Alright, here. Ooh, and I dumped some screws. Here's the situation that we're going to do with this thing. This computer is from 2012. Let me get the magnet to retrieve these screws quick. Okay, so this fine specimen right here is from 2012. Okay, 2012. Let's think about that. It's not new, but it's not old either. It goes back a couple years. It goes back a few years. First problem, IDE cables. Let's get rid of it. The hard drive, was no longer hooked up. Here's our IDE drive. Just reference again, all them pins. 133 megabytes per second, or megabits, megabyte. I don't know how they phrased it. They're different. I think speed would be the megabits and data would be the megabytes. I don't know. On top of that, we've got another doozy. We've got another IDE cable. So we're going to update this thing to at least 2012 around the IDE, I guess, still could have been used then. I didn't find it useful back then, so let's pull this out. And funny enough, this power supply does maybe it doesn't. It does have some SATA wires. How do I know? Because we have right direct off of the power supply, we have the SATA drive that we cloned. We cloned from the 40 gig to a laptop 250 gig, just that temp drive, same as the other computer. This OS and everything going on, 40 gig drive that was filled, stuffed to the brim, got cloned to the 250. We're waiting on an SSD to come in. We have a 240 gig SSD. We're to just do the same thing, clone probably directly off this one onto the SSD. That way it's not clone of a clone. Can you run into problems? I don't know. That's the plan there till the SSD arrives in the post, or with UPS, or FedEx, or DHL. Those guys that remove your mail slot when you're not looking. Bastards. When it gets here, we'll swap that out. Till then, we're just doing a little updating. Alright, so apparently we gotta stand this thing up. We gotta get a crack at the other side of it here. Thankfully, only one screw to deal with here. Alright, our Super Right Master Plus, Speed Plus, sorry. The Super Right Master Speed Plus. We're going to go ahead and stick we got a SATA. What have we got here? Recognizes light scribe, allegedly. I've never used that technology. Cool though, if it's what I'm thinking. Is that where you can flip the disc over and have the laser burn stuff on the disc? You need special disc for that, right? I believe you do. I'm not 100% certain. So, DVD multi-recorder, and it will also do dual layers. DVD plus R dual layer and RW, so not a shabby drive. Let's stuff it in this thing and get it mounted and connected. So once this thing gets the SSD, it's still going to be recognizable physically from the outside. It's going to be a whole new person inside. So we're not really making it great again. We're making it newer. It could be a good thing. I guess it depends who you ask. It depends who you ask. Alright, on your feet, soldier. One more. One to go. One to go. Let's give a different angle for this one. Now, another thing I want to talk about while we're here doing this is this the best, was this the best hardware available in 2012? Why no. No, it wasn't. If I'm not mistaken, what do we got in here? Okay, so we've got an NVIDIA 8400 GS, a little passively cold graphics card. No major problems with it. It's still running tough. More than likely, yeah, it's an AMD processor. The board's solid. It's what is that? An Asus board? Who made it? Who made it? Who did it? Alright, I don't have a manufacturer anywhere close. It might be an AS Rock, or who knows. I forget who made those color scheme boards back then. I can't keep track of all this stuff over the years. It does have, VIA. No, that's ATI. Anyhow, not important. We have our SATA drive hooked up. One thing we do have to adapt is we need to go from Molex to SATA power. So let's go ahead and do that quick off of this top rail. Some of these adapters are just horrible. The pins don't fit tight. And then when you go to plug them in, it's just, you're pushing the pins out the back of the back side of the adapter, front side of the adapter. Horrible. Alright, let's get this connected in where it goes. Thought I had a bent pin there for a second. Indeed, it looks like that, but I don't think that's the case. So we've got that, and then we're going to have to jump. That can be tied back up into all that mess. We're going to have to go up a little higher than that little micro SATA cable. Let's go with this one that drops straight down. It's got a 90. It has a 90 coming off of the ROM. And we will drop it down behind everything. Now how does this, like what I was saying when I started rambling on, I do that a lot late, especially late. I will start rambling crazy business. But how does this compare? Well, it wasn't a great computer, not best of the best in 2012. But something a little more quality that has proper cooling, albeit has dust in the fan that hasn't been cleaned yet. But it has a fan. It's got a power supply. It's not, running. And not that there's nothing wrong with the cat corner computers, but there's good and bad products all around. When you have something that's a little more robust, it's going to last a little longer. And I don't know if computers are important to you. I mean, depending what you do, yeah, I think they could be. Maybe not like you specifically, but to people. There's a lot of people that use them. I think they type on keyboards, Google stuff, look it up. Get on the screen and watch it. Certainly they're usable to some people. But then you got calamities like this walking around. Who are you? Don't see many like you around here. Alright, let's get back at it. We set this thing up. We're going to blow it out later. Let's get it connected, and I mean, basically, do we even need to do that? Let me think about this. Yeah, we do. We need to install a printer and then fix another printer, but no how. So here we go. Let's throw the side panel on it. Laughing at me. We'll use these. I'm going to grab two more just like them. while that's going on, while we're doing this, let's go over the HP Pavilion M550-A114, I believe. Is that what I said it was? I'm making shit up. I'm making those numbers up. They're not legit. Let's try it. Alright, we've got this goofy thing. Let's flip it back over. That unburies our cables. You know, for sure, in 2012, there was a better NVIDIA card than a NVIDIA 8084 or whatever I said, 8400 GS. For sure there was. And it had a fan on to cool it. Probably a pretty big card. What would that even been? Like the 660, 700 series cards back then? Something. Maybe even the 500s, and then the 600s. So definitely an older card. I mean, that card was put in probably a little past its lifetime, but they just wanted to bump up from the VIA chipset that was on board. They're not gamers, but just wanted stuff to load a little quicker. That would be the purpose of putting in one of those budget cards like that. Where is our sound? There it goes. Okay, power, and we'll go get the printer and work on getting that installed, and we can talk about this this HP Pavilion. Alright, that's fired up. I guess I better look at the papers. I don't want to look dumb and carry two different printers back here. Other printer installed, so not the gray one. We need the black one. Boy, that's a good question. Oh, that's somebody else. Okay. So let's see what we're dealing with here. We got an HP Office Jet. And does this person need an SSD by any means in this older hardware computer? No. And will they get the full speed potential of a SATA SSD? More than likely. Unless the SATA ports are like SATA 1 or 2. But it will work. And it will be about as, I think, as fast as you can get it unless you start doing other crazy stuff. And by that time, it's not worth doing. You got too much money into it. Just buy a new computer already. But the IDE hard drive, definitely recommended to get rid of that. And I don't know if this thing was used. I don't want to say it was used for work, but I definitely think that it was not like just a casual little machine, because they need the printer going for something. And then, oh, can we give them that one? We could. We'll just stick that piece of Velcro on. I hate wires getting tangled, because you go to pull one, and then it yanks everything on your bench. Let's find you a home plug. There's one, and we will throw this over and go plug it in on the back of the printer. Got Ethernet port and the USB. I wonder if she's hooking it up strictly. We're gonna have to ask these things. Strictly with the USB, or possibly on a network. January. What? How about we take a look in the menu? Date and time. So what time is it, people? It is, okay, so 12 basically. 12 a.m. It's just about 12 a.m. Let's hit OK. Alright, this is getting dumb. Speed dial, fax settings, network setup, tools, print report, good to know, help. Alright, let's get December 31st, 1999. No, that date is way wrong. What's the date? That's 4/30. 19. Let's hit OK. It's not 12 p.m. We'll say 12 a.m. Yeah. Alright, back out of that. It's going to flip over, hopefully. And is it going to flip to, what's it going to be? We don't have a 31st, correct? Correct. So it's going to be 5/1. I'm going to wait a few seconds, see if this thing flips. If it don't, April 30th, 2019, 12 a.m. Yeah, not going to happen. Basic settings, date and time, 5. Alright, good enough. Let's back out of that. Alright, we're on the date. Let's go ahead and install the printer, import and update. Alright, we'll get the updates going. We have to get also, install them updates. We're going to get off this Internet Explorer funny business and get Chrome downloaded on this thing too. That we haven't dug too far into. Where's the stop button for this monster? I know what this is though. This is one of those computers. And they can't get away from Internet Explorer. I understand that. I used Internet Explorer for quite a few years, till Chrome came out. Very understandable though. Let's check the let's download this Chrome. Alright, we'll trust you, Google, even though we shouldn't. You're bad news. Here is the printer that we need to install. It's an OfficeJet 4500. As soon as we get Chrome installed on this monster here, we're going to head on over to HP's site to download basically the manufacturer computer, support.hp.com, or your printer, whatever. Whoever makes it, support.insertmanufacturername.com, and it should lead you to a support website. Yes, allow it to make changes. We are installing a new browser. Do that. Juice it up. While that does what it does, we'll flip over to... Actually, let me put the mouse and keyboard in that thing. And that should give us access to it. Yay? Nay? Pretty certain. Alright, there's our keyboard. No, I don't take a minute to say that. I've had this for years. This is, what is this thing? Logitech K400R. If you can find some of these, even on eBay, okay, even on eBay, get one. They work great for if you want to have a computer connected to your TV. Sit on your couch, depending how far away your couch is. If you get, too far, it ain't gonna work. But they work great for that, working on computers. Anything, even using just as your everyday keyboard. I had it so long, lost the battery door for the back of it, so I made one out of that, like Instamorph-like material. So yeah, great. Installs in most operating systems fairly quick with the drivers. Works on Mac too. Obviously some buttons are flip-flopped, but it does get the job done. We gotta go back over here to mouse around. We don't want to sign in, but we do want Chrome to work. You're welcome. Thank you for letting us download Chrome. Alright, now that Chrome's running, let's check some of the add-ons for Internet Explorer, see what it's bogged down with. Search providers, just Bing. Ooh, some accelerators? Not really. Tracking, spelling. What about toolbars? Show me them toolbars and extensions. It actually looks good. Okay. So their copy of Internet Explorer is not bogged down to the max. We're still going to use Chrome because updates are installing. Chrome, support.hp. So here is this guy here that we plug the mouse and keyboard into while that loads. We'll go over that one and what the story was with it. What did I call this thing? An Office Jet 4500. Oh, G510 or K710. Which one is it? It doesn't say up front. Do it got the sticker? It's merely just a revision E and a product of China. No actual model numbers though. Well, that's a good question. We're gonna have to find it out how to identify it. Because if it's coming up that similar, what could they possibly be talking about? So there's that. Let's open the front. 510G is the model. Okay. G510, there we go. Got it. Let's search it out. This thing had a couple problems. No major infection. Just your standard cleanup is what we did on it. Basically, something to remove adware, spyware, and then get malware breaks, ADW, JRT, you know, a few tools, and then afterwards go in, do your check disk, do all that. Make sure your hard drive doesn't have errors on it. Do what you need to do. Set a restore point, check for updates, get your updates and security software current, Windows Defender, and Malwarebytes in this case, I believe. Other than that, check through the browsers. And one main thing for this computer, because it is used as, there's stuff done on it at a business rather than a personal computer. It was hibernating and having trouble waking up, which some computers do, believe it or not. They're not all built the same just because it's a PC manufacturer. And, you know, Mac computers, Apple's, or there's a few models, but they're all built by the same manufacturer. They kind of act the same way, but not entirely. PCs, bunches of different manufacturers. Where hibernate may work on some, it may not on the others, and they're going to have those ones set to sleep. So we had to go in and mess with the advanced power options, which that's just hop your way into the control panel. Let's go into control panel, and once in there, go to your power options. After that, change when the computer sleeps. We have it set to never for putting the computer to sleep, but it does time out the monitor. And then change your advanced power options. Go in here. Do not have the hard drive turn off. Do not, and then under sleep, change some of those settings for the hybrid sleep, hibernate, and sleep after. That's what we did there. Now, that being said, if you do want to sleep it, you can. Go down, click on power, and sleep, and it will sleep. But for what they want to do, use it, and then at the end of the day, turn it off. That's fine. Or sleep it at the end of the day. I'm going to include them into that. And that will all be perfectly fine. This one, this M550A114 or whatever, massive problems waking up from hibernation. So that was the wrap up on that. Basically just your average cleanup. It wasn't too bad, wasn't too out there. Really? There's no... There's no drivers for my printer. Are you kidding me? You losers, HP. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? All-in-one series G510. Like, I can find it, but it just... It's not liking what I'm telling it to do right now, people. Alright, great. Oh, look at this. They found it. Well, let's not delay. Let's get the full software and driver package today. Where do you put the paper? What do you do? Just stick it in there, literally? Okay, we'll try it. Wait till this driver gets installed. Tell me it ain't so. Let's look while we're here. Windows 7, what is your deal? That's another thing. I'm going to address that from time to time, actually all the time. If you're on a computer using Windows 7, upgrade before the end of the year. Upgrade your OS. Don't be stuck in the wild west land. Whenever Windows 7 goes end of life. Let's get status on this Ethernet card. So there's a 10100 Ethernet card, not too shabby, but definitely not as fast as I'd like it to be. Yeah, upgrade, go up to Windows 10. You know, I understand if you have a company and your software is not going to work with Windows 10. I understand those situations. Some can't be gotten around. For the most part, though, do not use your end-of-life OS once it goes any of your information, or it's going to be a computer that goes online, or you want it to have any type of security or get updates when a vulnerability is found within the operating system, because end-of-life OSs do not get updates. They do not get hot fixes, patches, anything with security. When that OS is end of life, it's end of life. You're lucky they extended it from 2015 till now. Very lucky. Program, what are you doing here? Oh, updates, that's why it's being a little sluggish. I got you. I feel you. I know what you're doing. Now I know why the download took forever, too. I can understand that. Updates do what you're doing. Let's flip over to this poor guy here. We're going to go in to the actual control panel again. I know it seems like we were just there. Maybe it was the other one. I'm not quite sure. Alright, control panel, system. You can do this often if something does go wrong, and especially with Windows 10. Windows 7, 8, 8.1, they work, so does Windows 10, but I kind of I used to hate Windows 10, but I now like Windows 10. Anyhow, if you're on a version of Windows 10 that you can still right-click Start and there's a control panel link here, okay, but it's not there. They've removed it, which it seems like they're just burying parts of the OS, and there's probably another way to get the system restore. I always do it with the type, control panel. Boom, it pops up. Click, open it up. When you get to your control panel home, go to System. You can get here too with a couple clicks. Windows key and the pause break key should bring that up. Like hit Windows and pause break at the same time will get you to here. Go to System Protection. When you're in here, take a little look-see at your Windows C system, the system partition. Make sure it is turned on. If it is turned on, okay, let's say if it's not, go to Configure, and that's the page where you will actually, it would be here. You would want to put the dot here for turn on system protection, then go hit Apply, Okay, you don't have to mess with the slider unless you want to, but be careful how far you go up. Highlight this. This is the one we're doing a restore point of. We're going to hit create and throw in the new date, which is 0501 2019 0501. Hit create. We'll let that do what it does, and I can't remember if we checked the browsers on this one, so we're going to go ahead and give a check to them real quick. Everything has loaded. We have a few things without drivers on the big one here, and that's where we got the full driver software package for the printer itself. I'm going to go ahead and I clicked it. I don't know if it's going to open now. Come on, updates. Do what you're doing so the rest of the computer works like normal. I hate the click and wait game. The click and wait game will drive you mad. Alright, once your restore point finishes, go ahead and click close. If it doesn't finish, there could possibly be something wrong with Windows. Another thing kind of to take a look at and see if there's something wrong with Windows is go to your control panel. If you don't have roughly the same amount of links here, maybe plus or minus a couple, 3, 4, 5, but if you just have a small list where it's like that's your list or that's your list and then a bunch of white space down here, more than likely there's something going on with the computer. Get ADW cleaner running, Malwarebytes running, get JRT, rkill, a few other things. Run your antivirus. Run most of those programs as admin and be on your way to having a computer that's great again, I would say. Safe to say that. I know it's going to pop up, so we're going to flip off of it before it does. The restore point is done. I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff back, which is going to be a Control A. Cut it. Paste it. And then delete the new folder, and they'll rearrange it when they want. Nothing in here. Good. We're going to delete that and power this thing down and put it together. At least they got Edge on there. I don't see no Chrome shortcut, but Edge is there. Internet Explorer, get away from it. It's bad. Internet Explorer calls you a loser when you use it. It laughs at you, saying, I can't believe he fell for it. Can't believe you fell for it. You're using me? Don't do it. You know what, we're going to hit now and let the whole 2 updates install that are trying to install right now. So, yes, that is where I'm at currently. We're going to pack in the camera. Too lazy. I'm tired. I don't want to carry it on the tripod. So we'll just rip it down and get it back out for another day tomorrow. Garbage. We're not even considering that right now. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? Don't do it. No, that was the first time in a while I've seen some IDE drives in use in 2019, 2018. Heck, I'd say 2017 is maybe the last time I saw some drives like that being in use. What is going on with my arm? I got that bright highlight on it. It's like I'm just too white for this show. Oh, that's what it is. Dummy. Turn the gain down. Can I hit apply? Does that even work? Is that a thing? Okay, the gain's down, but I still look like crazy white. Like glowing almost. Alright, one of two updates. After that installs, we will get over to our computer, which I can flip to that. Let me shut down our repair computer. I already did that. Alright, let's tear it down and get it out of the way. And we'll put the repair onto the repair feed onto our one that we're installing a printer on, which, awesome enough, looky here what we've got a HDMI port. We can just plug that right in there and hopefully it duplicates the monitors. Did it? Did you get it? Tell me you got it. You did, but you're not duplicated. You fool. You fool. What are you doing? Why are you extending something that needs duplicated? That can't be the default action. Alright, does the mouse not? Did I freeze it? Tell me I did. Okay, that's my mouse. Now, there we go. Let's fix this display problem right now. Screen res. We want to duplicate. Apply. Thank you. And let's keep the changes. Really? Okay, well I'll hit OK. It's telling me I need to restart for the changes to take effect, so we got to go back to the crap cam. We're going to let the driver install. While that's installing, doing what it does, we can tear this guy down and get this little laptop powered thing. Yeah. Let's set this on the printer without breaking anything. I just want to take another close look at this thing again. Yeah. Not trying to insult people in particular, just the manufacturers. Why do you do this stuff just to get a computer sold at a certain price point at Walmart or Best Buy or whatever big box store you want to talk about? Why do they do this? Will it last 10 years? Maybe. 5, maybe. We don't know. I understand stuff gets smaller over time. Understandable. But you don't even have an internal power supply. The whole power system of that computer, which, I mean, it's kind of smart because I guess it's cheaper, but the whole power system is relying on this little your run-of-the-mill common HP Dell laptop adapter that, how many watts is it? 65 watts at that. It's not even an actual 90 watt. It's a 65 watt power supply AC adapter. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't agree with it. They do work. Obviously, some people can use them because they... The proof is sitting right over there. Right here. Here's the proof. Somebody bought it. And funny enough, they make an upgraded model of it. It looks just like it. And it's like $800 and some dollars. This one's like $264. I think I'd go for that spec'd out model a little more than this guy, but hey. We're going to be all inclusive and include all computers and make them all great again, hopefully. There are ones we don't get to solve. Alright, we've got 2 updates. Let's restart this thing and see if our computer is capable of showing you. Will it show you what's on the display? It did. It did it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Let's cancel that. Well, cancel it. Before we do more updates or have a check, we're going to go to the downloads. We've got something we downloaded somewhere, which would be this one from 5.1. Let's run it and get this printer installed so you can see what I'm talking about. We will go here, here, right click on the computer, manage, get our window that we want. Which, funny enough, is also this window right here. Control panel home. Would get us to the same place that I'm trying to take us with that one. And there, right here is our printer problem. That's what we're trying to get installed. But Windows are not letting us grab them. They're like, no, I don't like you. Get away from me. Why are you doing it? And close that. Oh, we got a prompt back there begging us. That's why we couldn't clicky that window. Say, no clicky for you. Extract it too. Update a local temp. Is it going to run afterwards? Tell me you will. The other thing about these cut corner computers, you know, is I never really walk in the store, you know, and I'm like, oh damn, I need some of that in my life. I need that in my life right there. I need that, what's gonna turn out to be a burden in my life. I mean, look at this. Look at this back panel. Just take a look-see at that back panel on that thing. That's it. That's the whole thing. You got the I/O, the fan, no expansion slots because the motherboard's not that big. You're not doing any expansion to it. No graphics card, no sound card, no USB 3 ports, USB Type-C, no nothing other than what came with this thing. Yeah. And I understand there's a marketplace for it. People buy them, but come on. Not for this guy. Not for this guy. There we go. Look at this, people. We have progress. Let's hop on to the repair. Recommended install. Why not? I like it. It's checking the system. Yes, do it. I like it. And this Windows 7 computer needs some HP Office Jet in its life. Let's get it done, and we'll get out of here. Oh, am I slacking and not clicking? What is this? Next? HP Yahoo toolbar. You direct source to HP resources on the web. Let's click here. So that's the privacy stuff. Is there a way to opt out? Okay, here we go. We don't want the Yahoo toolbar customized for HP. The rest of that I will leave in. That's pretty reasonable. There's a lot of bloatware there. But nothing we can't handle. I like that installer though. I mean, that's kind of cool, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing. We're gonna let this thing tell us how to set up the printer. Just because this customer tried installing this printer on her own, and that's how it ended up here. I don't think it was the slow hardware, the old IDE drive and the IDE optical drive and all that got the computer. I'm pretty sure the printer was baffling. Okay, next. Oh. We're not. It's already unpackaged. I'm dumb. I'm tired right now. Oh, it's great. It's great. I got this new program. I kind of want to do a video on it because I was actually, I mean, it's not something I really tried to do before, and I don't know if, like, maybe you could do this with Adobe within Audacity, but I used to use Audacity quite a bit to edit the podcast, the show on Sundays, the audio version that gets uploaded to the web. Yeah. I would use Audacity to do it and then pull the edited file and everything, the processed or edited, mastered, whatever file, into Adobe Audition to de-ess it, convert the WAV file to an MP3 to have it ready for iTunes, and then upload to the media host for the podcast. However, I started using Audition a lot more. Like, look, I know I can do what I do in Audacity with Audition, and I'm right. But this new program, I'm like, oh, I can be in Audition and open the plugins for the breath control, de-clicking your voice, and de-breathing the audio, right from within Audition, which is pretty awesome. I want to do a little demo video on that. It's something new to me, probably not new to the rest of the world, but definitely new to me. Okay, direct connection using a USB cable. Now, she wants this set up at her house over the network. She's going to have to do that there because I don't have her network info. So we're going to do the direct connection using the USB cable for now. Whenever it's picked up, connect the USB cable. Alright, we did all that, right? Power save mode. Let's power it on. Are you on? There you go. USB cable, are you connected? Of course you are. See, I had the same problem earlier. Where an installer would not go with the USB. I literally had to do it with a network cable. Which is fine because it was a network printer anyhow. These installers, I hate them. What are you doing back there? I see you hiding. Come out, friend. Let's install together. Direct connection using a USB cable. Next. USB cable is connected, man. I don't know what you're telling me. Report. This is just crazy. Does this thing have an Ethernet port on it? If it does, we're doing it that way versus wireless. No, it does have Ethernet. But it's just not going to recognize that USB, is it? Of course it's not. Well, let's do it this way. We'll hit next. Get the software in. Then we'll come back to it. Alright, it's getting late. It's about time to roll out. I was hoping to wrap this one up too for the night, but we'll see how long this printer's going to take. How long is it going to be insufferable? And there I am talking. And everything's done. Let's click finish. Alright. Why are you here? And what's the deal here? Give me the devices. Office jet. I think we passed it. 45. No. G510NZ. We don't have an NZ, do we? What is this thing? This is a 510G. Let's scroll down further and look. Yeah, it's definitely not there. Let's select have disk. Browse. Libraries. Computer. See. Users. Owner? Is that right? Downloads. Well, that's definitely not it. And we can't select all files. Well, let's look here. Do we have 7-zip installed? And indeed we do. We're going to open the archive, if it'll let us. We're going to extract from the exe installer, and you can't do this with all exes or MSI install files. Some you can. But we're going to extract from within the installer all the files that were in there and try and point device manager to a setup file from the manufacturer. Another thing, you know, like, oh, setting up a printer, that's easy. Yeah, sometimes they're easy. Case in point, printers are not my thing, by the way. Dave usually handles the printers. I can get them set up in that, and it seems like I always end up with the oddball printers that it's this battle here that it takes to get it installed, and it's just like, why? Now maybe we need a reboot and it'll recognize it. We haven't tried that yet, but I want to see a driver install. Okay, what? Oh, and then it's going to copy that 342 megabytes over. We can't do nothing about 7-zip being open till then. Let's go here. We're going to cancel. Cancel. Because that 4500 printer listed in Show Me All Devices was definitely not ours. Not that NG or NZ or whatever. Ours is a 510G? A G510G. G510G. Alright, there we go. Where did folder go? What's it called? It's the OJ name. And that came from this here. Let's update the driver software, browse for it. We're going to browse to downloads. And let's send it right to the drivers folder. Hit OK, hit next. Can't find it. Fair enough. We're going to do a reboot first to see if the installer did anything. Maybe it did. It says it installed it. G510G-M. .4 USB, but it's not installed in Device Manager. Which leads me to believe HP is lying to me. It was a setup from the beginning. Alright, so there you have that. We're almost done. We're almost done, my friends. I want to go home too. This thing even charge. Was that even a consideration? Indeed it did. We've got an electric lighter again. I like it. Put it back. Clean up. Is it gonna get it? Can it see the HP only? I doubt it. It never likes the split. I think it's completely random with which screen it goes with. The OBS screen, which is broadcast to you, or the screen that we actually have a monitor plugged into it. With desktops, it favors differently. Laptops too. It's a mixed bag. I could unplug the other display and send it direct to OBS, but it's Windows XP. Let's not throw it for a loop. Let it start up first. I forget what it does when it starts up. Is there a name? Is there somebody there? Do they want to know who we are? Who are they? These are all questions that need answered. Alright, look at that. We are cloning the Please Wait Windows 7 Pro screen. You didn't even think it was possible in 2019. It is. Look at it. Like it. It's Windows 7 Pro. This is a nice Please Wait. We did just do some updates. We did the malicious software tool, and we did one other one. There's probably a ton more updates that need installed. We're going to let this thing keep running through the night. For now, I want to see that the printer is doing what it do, when it do, where it do. Alright, it's up finally. And we still have the same dumb situation here. Now, it said it installed drivers. Everybody saw that, right? We have no printers. G510G. So let's look for... Let's go back and look for that. Really? Is that even a thing? Type. Minimum batteries. I don't think they can't be dying. And they're dying. Lying. That's what they're doing. Get out of the way. You know what? It might be the USB port that one's plugged into. We're going to put these into ports on the back. The front's got a flaky card reader. And the back I'm not real convinced is going to be awesome either, but we'll try it at least once. There, install those two new drive devices that you see. There it goes. Do we have a cursor with the one? No. We'll let it install. Can't win them all, understand? Go to the one that's already installed to pull it up. Apparently ready to use. Did I get it? Offset 4500 G510. What did I say it was? I can never remember. G510G is the model. G510G. Driver Windows 7. Driver downloads support.hp.com with a lot after it. So I was kind of right, but kind of wrong. Okay. Same thing we downloaded already. Excuse me. OJ45 version G510 GM full 13. Let's compare that. That name right there to the one in our downloads. So no, we don't have the G510G-M. We have the Z. And that's why those drivers were installed. Folks, we made a boo-boo. We made a boo-boo. What am I doing with my life? Help me. Help. Help me. Oh my goodness, we made a boo-boo on this one. You don't believe me? I'll rip off the Band-Aid and show you. Really, I will. Alright, let's get this driver. This is going to be a painful wait. You just watch. There's going to be boo-boos left and right. Boo-boos out the door, in the gate, the garage. Ain't selling nothing in that garage, let me tell you that. Alright, let's get more drivers. Yes, please, more. See, this is what happens when you're tired and you start working on crap. Well, I should just put all this on hold and head to the store, but I'll make it till tomorrow. I'll have Raisin Bran for tonight's cereal. No grape nuts, we're gonna have to do the Raisin Bran. No time to race to the market. Open when done. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm gonna open it when it's done. HP, I don't want your cookies. Cookies never did nothing good for me. Sorry, while that's doing what it does, I'm gonna mute this so you don't have to hear me open these nachos. Oh, we're getting there. A few seconds left, my friends. Look, it's scanning. Now we get to do the install, hopefully. Hopefully. Did it do it? Let's do it. Yes. Alright, sorry about the break there, people. Couldn't resist nachos. Oh, once you start, like Pringles, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, help me. So it appears we're getting the proper driver this time. My white ass installed the wrong model driver last time. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. No, I don't at all. Direct connection. The printer's on. Really? Yeah, direct connection using USB. Let's hit next. We're gonna let it. It's got status going on there. Did you see that? So we're gonna let those install and see if that next button lights up for the USB cable. You know, when installing the wrong driver for the wrong printer, I would imagine it won't work. I'm being kind of hopeful, hoping that this time it will work after it does that. Oh, I did something right. For the first time in my life, I did it right. Tell my mom. I like it. Man, that Z is just... That Z's just wrong. Look at it. You got me blocked. I can't actually click on something back there. Alright, whatever. I'll hit next. Do I need a fax number put in? I don't think they're going to use it for fax. Maybe. Okay. I'm going to hit cancel on the fax setup. We are not registering it. And that would be their info. I'm not good at guessing. That's a pretty colorful, informative printout. Do you see the magnitude of what they're telling me with this printer? Oh my goodness. Who needs that in their life? That's confusing. It's a good piece of paper. Alright, we'll put the paper right there in the front. I don't know if that's right. I think. Maybe. I could be wrong. Click on print a test page. Oh! Woo! Where's it gonna spit it out, friends? Where? Oh my goodness, right back out the front. your classic but no information Windows printer test page. Look at it. Alright. Good deal. I like it. I think. Yeah, they can set up their fax, all that. Nice. So that's done. We're just waiting on the SSD, and this thing's gonna be golden again. Let's get their Jabba update real quickly. Of course. Whatever you say, Java, Sun, Microsystems. Java does run on a lot of devices, however, Java can be real bad for some devices. I imagine hacking-wise, or security, I don't know. Is it secure? I don't think so. A lot of people recommend against it. A lot of people like it. If you're a Pogo games player, those big fish games online, like the online games, the point and clicks, the puzzles, the hidden objects, before Candy Crush. Before you were Candy Crushing, there was some other stuff on the line that you would play. And believe you me, you needed Java. Java. Once that is up to date, what else are we dealing with here? Video. Audio deck. Updates. We have issues. No current actions. Looks like we'll be good to go. We're just going to send this thing on a tizzy of updates all through the night. I'm pretty sure. Well, let's find out together. Here, let's do it. Let's go to repair only so I can see the start button. We're going to click. I'm going to go to computer, or right click, and go to properties. Properties is going to bring up a window. We should get a service pack readout. Service pack 1. Is there a service pack 2 or 3 for 7? I'm not entirely certain. It's been a while since I've been on 7, a few years anyhow. Let's let Java finish. It should be about done. It's going to give us the thumbs up. The big thumbs up. You're an okay person. We like what you do. Keep clicking and typing. I know. I try. Man, I'm ready. Feet's dead. Back's dead. Java, you're holding up the whole show. Alright, let's hit. Yeah, sure. And hit close, finally. Alright, my friends, this is where I'm going to leave you for the evening. Well, it's got one update, so we'll hit install on that one. Then we'll go back and get the optionals. If you've never installed updates, same thing with the HP Pavilion M550A-A114 or whatever this cut corner piece of shit is. I'm sorry, computer. I like you. You're still my friend. I didn't mean it. Alright, whatever that thing is over, that computer is over there. You want to go in, just like we did on that, and go into the control panel. If you're on category, flip it down to small icon and save yourself headaches in the future looking for links to stuff. Hit up your power options. change when the computer sleeps, or you can change when to turn off the display. In our case, we don't want this computer going to sleep. We're going to change advanced power settings. It can turn the display off, big deal. The hard disk, we want that hard disk staying on. We want it active in the game. Put a number 1, then hit your down arrow. Do a couple clickies. Go on over to sleep. Sleep after 45 minutes, negative. 1, down arrow. Allow hybrid sleep, turn it off. If you're not sleeping on a job, why should the computer, right? Hibernate after, never, that's a good thing. And wake timers, there's usually none of those, but you can always check. Wake timers are enabled, but it's not going to be sleeping, so let's hit apply. We're going to hit OK. And don't worry about those changes. You can restore all of it, every bit, with a little click right here after you're done doing what you're doing. In this case, we're going to get Windows installing updates without an interruption, without the computer after a certain amount of time. And we're going to try and get a big run of these updates through, if there is one coming. I think there might be. Of course, we have 18 right after this. That's going to be something. I'm something too. I'm someone. I'm tired. Alright, so this thing is about where it needs to be. Other than all these other updates it has to get. Oh. What am I doing right now? What am I even saying? Alright, so who knows how long this is going to take? Do I go through the painful process of making everybody watch it? Look at it. Stare it down real good. Don't let it out of your sight. Never, never in your life do you look away from the update window. I guess you could. I'm going to, as soon as it gets past this. Oh. Alright, so just so it's not so boring. Not that I'm not boring. I'm boring as hell. But we're going to start suiting up. You gotta wonder, how long does it take to create a restore point? I did all that. All that over there working my finger to the bone. Did you see it? I put away one USB cable and a power brick for it. And this thing couldn't do a restore point. Worked myself to death over there. Alright, protection is on. So I don't want to hear no crap. It is on. We could create a restore point, but it's already trying to do that, so let's not confuse it. I just wanted to see that it in fact was on, so we weren't standing here waiting for a dummy move to say we can't, or we won't. It could have, you don't know. Is this good content? Is this what you've been looking for? Do you need some of this in your life? You might, depending on what you do on your computer. Restore points are good. We covered this earlier. No, I know it's not good. It's horrible content. So, I'm going to leave you there, my friends. Have a good evening, a good morning, a good afternoon. Wherever you are, it's one of those. Thank you for joining me and getting your hands dirty, hanging out. I do appreciate it. It's getting late. If you want to leave some comments or some hate down below, you can do that there. That's where that business is handled. I'm going to take my nachos home and have a snack. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. We are getting to the RC car, I hope, tomorrow. Let me look. I don't want to lie to nobody. I don't want to lie or give false hope. Okay, we have a printer. We've got 2 printers. We got 2 modified tablet something or other thingies that are not thingying right now. Well, one will thingy, but it won't thingy with the other thingy. So, we gotta get cracking on some of those. But I think we have time to get out some hot glue and drill bits and put some lights on the car. I'm fairly confident we can. So thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Have a good evening. Whatever it is. Oh, what am I doing with my life?